is a wonderful topic, and the topic is about some wonders, the wonders of human body. Our human body is definitely more wonderful than all the seven wonders of the world combined together. So let's just peep into some important and interesting, wonderful aspects within our body. Just imagine what a framework we have got. God is called the embodiment of knowledge. Vedas call him Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Yes Sarvajna Sarvavit Yasya Jnanamayam Tapaha. Similarly, the mystic saints, Alvars, they call him Jnanamurti. They all mean that the God is full of knowledge. God is the embodiment of knowledge. The intelligence of this omniscient Lord can be very well seen within the framework of this human body, because to make or create such kind of a framework, it needs a super intelligence. Only a super intelligent, super sentient person can alone create this wonderful body. Because just look at this, God has created this wonderful machine which has got a brain, a supercomputer as its control center. Then our heart, the engine, it is the hardest working pump which literally gives life to every cell of our body every second. And then our exceptional fuel factory, our digestive system, and then our lungs, excellent air conditioners to provide the breath of life, our kidneys, which are fantastic filters, and our skin, the largest organ of our body. The largest organ of our body is our skin. It protects us, and more wonders inside. Just a superficial look at all these wonders will just leave us wonderstruck. Just think of this, how many systems or how many machines are working within us to make us function, to make us speak, to make us listen, to make us stand, or to make us walk, or to make us work. How many machines are working inside a supercomputer, a tireless pump, two air conditioners, two filters, a big fuel factory, and so on and so on. Just think for 1 minute, you are now sitting and listening to this speech. At this stage, your supercomputer brain is working. It is gaining the inputs. Your never exhausting pump, the heart is pumping. It is just supplying blood and nutrients to all your tissues. Your excellent air conditioners, lungs, they are working and they are participating in the exchange of gases. Your exceptional fuel factory, digestive system, it is working and it keeps on digesting what all we have taken in before 2 hours or so. And our fantastic filters, kidneys, they keep on filtering our blood and excreting the waste products. And more systems and more wonders are all working in unison with each other inside us all. And that alone makes us possible to sit here and speak or listen. And the proper functioning of all these systems inside ensures our good health. Good health is definitely needed for all of us. Now, I would like to put forth one question. This question is for all students. Any of you can answer. What is health? Can any one of you please define health? You can unmute and then answer. Yes. Any other answers? Good. Yes. Yes, you have arrived at the answer. The last one answer. You said right? Yes. Can you repeat the answer? Yes. In 1947, Alma Ata defined health. Health is complete physical, mental, social, environmental and spiritual well-being. main 5 dimensions. They have now extended into 7, 8, even 12 dimensions, but mainly 5. Health is complete physical, mental, social, environmental and spiritual well-being, and not mere absence of disease. Because as layman, we just think that what is health? I don't have any disease, I am healthy. That is not health. Health is not mere absence of disease. It is complete physical, mental, social, environmental and spiritual well-being. Our ancestors in our country of Bharat, they have defined health in Sanskrit as follows. Many centuries back they have defined this. Samadoshaha, Samadnishcha, Samadhatu Malakriyaha, Prasannatmendriya Manaha, Swastya Ityabhidiyate. Which means, when you are healthy, they say, if you have balance or equilibrium, if you have equilibrium in all your body activities, and you have good enthusiasm in work, and you have enthusiasm to be compassionate to others, and if your mind, your sense organs and motor organs are all in a pleasant state, without anger, without frustration, without extreme fear and without exhaustion, you are said to be healthy. Just look at this long definition. You should have equilibrium in all body activities, including your intake and output. How much food you take in, the same, a balanced output through urine and feces should be there. So there should be a balance in all your body activities. Next thing, you should have enthusiasm in your work. For example, let us take the case of students. If a student is not interested in going to school or college, he is disinterested in attending the classes, then he is not healthy. A healthy student should be enthusiastic to attend his classes. He should be enthusiastic in discharging his duties. So that alone is good health. And then you should have enthusiasm to be compassionate to others. You should show good compassion, empathy to others. If you are able to show that, then you are healthy. And your mind, your sense organs, that is your eyes, nose, ears, tongue and skin, all sense organs, and our motor organs. That means our tongue is also a motor organ as it involves in speech. Tongue, and then our hands, our feet, then our organs of urination and defecation. All those motor organs, all sense organs, and our mind, all these 11, 5 motor organs, 5 sensory organs, and our mind, all these 11 are in a pleasant state without anger, without frustration, without extreme fear, and without exhaustion. That is good health. So, Samadoshaha, Samagnischa, Samadhatu Malakriyaha, Prasannatmendriya Manaha, Swastya Ityabhidiyate. We have to ensure that we are healthy in all these aspects, and not only we ourselves, the people around us, they should also be healthy. We must ensure that. Why? We want to build a healthy nation, right? Our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he said beautifully, his vision of India 2020, he said, youth are not useless, they are used less, he said. Youth are not useless, they are very much useful, but they are used less. We are not utilizing them, we are not unleashing them to their fullest extent. So we want to build a healthy nation using our youth. What is a healthy nation? Nation doesn't have any health on its own. If all the citizens of a nation are healthy, it means nation is a strong nation. If many of the citizens are sick, then our nation is also not strong. So the first step of nation building is ensuring good health for all citizens. We are the nation. Please remember, when you say that India has won the Cricket World Cup, we say India has won the Cricket World Cup. It actually means the Indian cricket team has won the World Cup. So there India refers to the 11 cricket players who are playing cricket. Similarly, here national health refers to the health of individual citizens of the nation. So we should stay healthy. To stay healthy, first we should know some basic things and some wonders which are present within ourselves, within our body. As I already said, they say 7 wonders of the world. But There are over 700 wonders within us, within our own body. We may know some of them, we may not know many of them. So let us see all of those wonders, many of those wonders within our body, within the next 1 hour and 45 minutes or so, within the next stipulated time. We are going to see those wonders which are all within us. As we know the basics and these wonders, let us concentrate more about taking care of all these wonders. Because when we say we have got a wonder of the world in our country, for example Taj Mahal, it is a wonder of the world. What is the next thing we do? We take efforts to protect that. It is a monument. We are protecting that. Let the outside wonders, they may be on one side. Within ourselves, inside, we have got so many wonders. We have to protect that, right? So let us just learn about the wonders so that we can protect ourselves, we can ensure good health of ourselves, and we can ensure good health for our nation so that we can build a strong nation. Going into our body can be broadly classified into 4 categories. One is cell, number 2 tissues, number 3 systems, number 3 organs, number 4 organ systems. Cell, number 1, it is the basic unit of life. Number 2, tissue is a group of cells which perform a specific function. Number 3, organ, an organ is a group of tissues which perform similar function. Number 4, systems, which is a group of organs which perform similar function. So cell, it is the basic unit of life. Tissues, group of cells. Organs, group of tissues. Organ systems, they are group of organs. Now, a short note on cell, because you might have read about cell right from your 6th standard or 7th standard, but a study of human body won't be complete without a basic understanding of cell. That's why I will just give you a brief note for completion's sake. I am telling you about cell. Cell is the fundamental unit of life. It's the smallest unit of life. It's the building block of life. It is the basic unit of life. What is cell? When you define a cell, commonly you might have heard that the prisoners, that prison is called cell. Why means, by definition in English, cell means a very tiny room which is surrounded by a wall. Similarly, in our body we have got cells, right? They are very tiny rooms, microscopic, very, very tiny rooms, and they are surrounded by a membrane. Those cells contain nucleus, cytoplasm, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, etc. inside. That setup is called cell. Our body is made up of so many varieties of cells. Just like a pot which is made of clay, a necklace is made of gold, a cloth is made of cotton. Likewise, our body is made of cells. So cells are said to be the material causes. What sense I am telling is, just like a necklace is made of gold, our body is full of cells. One cell has multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and become many. So this much number of cells we have got in our body, and you have to know one additional information in this regard. Our body has totally 4 into 10 power 13 cells around. These are all rough figures because we cannot calculate accurately. Around 4 into 10 power 13 cells are present in our body. But you know another thing? The number of non-human cells in our body, like bacteria, their number is much more than our own number of cells. So our cells 4 into 10 power 13. So 13 zeros after 4. That is the number of our body cells. But the number of bacterial cells and other non-human cells which are living as guests within our body, their number exceeds our own number of cells. You see, these days what are we doing? We are splitting ourselves from joint families. We are going towards nuclear families. We tend to forget our traditional habit of hospitality and living in unison with others. In those days, our ancestors used to build a raised floor or a raised veranda in front of their houses. The purpose of it is for passers-by or travelers to sit and take rest in those verandas outside those houses. But these days, what are we doing? We build a separate compound house around our house so that nobody enters. We just isolate ourselves from others. But our human body that teaches us the theme of good hospitality. It hosts more non-human cells than our own body cells, and the number of microorganisms in our body outnumbers the number of our own cells. So we are the host. So many bacteria continue to live within us as guests. Most of those bacteria don't do any harm to us. They are of two types. One is commensals. Others are mutualist or symbiotic relationship. Commensals, those bacteria, they just get nutrition from us. At the same time, they don't do any harm to us. They just derive that nutrition from us. So they are benefited. We are not harmed by those bacteria. They don't cause any disease to us. Other symbiotics, those bacteria, they have some mutual relationship between us and those bacteria. A best example is our intestinal bacteria. Theta io tetra iota micron bacillus. Theta io tetra iota micron bacillus. It is inside our gut, our intestine. That bacillus, that bacteria, it digests complex polysaccharide plant materials in our food. When we consume some complex plant foods, they have polysaccharides. Those polysaccharides cannot be digested from our digestive juices in our digestive system. But these bacteria, they break down those polysaccharides into monosaccharides so that they can be absorbed by our human cells. Similarly, probiotics, lactobacilli, they are living in our intestines. They protect us from other bacterial infections. So these mutual bacteria are there. At the same time, commensals, they derive some nutrition, at the same time don't do any harm. So we are providing more space to other creatures in our body than for ourselves. These numbers outnumber our own number of cells. So this ability of our body or this habit of our body teaches us good hospitality, and it advises us to live in unity with others. We do avoid people entering our houses, but we can't avoid bacteria entering inside us. Our human body itself hosts so many organisms. We are the host, they are the guests, they are living inside. It is unavoidable. We need them for good functioning of our body as well. So it teaches us good hospitality. So that is cells. So we have seen the basic unit of life, cell. We have got 4 into 10 power 13 cells in our body. Then the next thing is tissue. Tissue is a group of cells which act with a specific function. We have got epithelial tissue in our body which covers our organs like skin, digestive tract, respiratory tract. All those organs, those lining are covered by epithelial tissue. And then we have got connective tissue like blood, bone, tendon, ligament. They are all called connective tissue. They are fibrous tissue. They give shape to our organs and they hold those organs in proper place. That is connective tissue. And then muscular tissue. We have got skeletal muscles which are attached to bones, and then smooth muscles in our internal organs, special cardiac muscles in our heart. Those muscle tissue are also a form of connective tissue. And then we have got nervous tissue, our central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So we have got lining tissue called epithelial tissue, and then fibrous connective tissue, and then muscular tissue which causes movements, and then nervous tissue. All these type of tissues, they teach us about teamwork. These days we speak a lot about teamwork, right? They say none of us is as smart as all of us. When all of us join together, we are smarter. None of us is as smart as all of us, they say. Our tissues are excellent examples for teamwork, because all those cells, I already said, a group of cells is called tissue. All the cells constituting each tissue work as a single unit to produce the specific action. Just imagine, even if a single cell among the group of cells in a tissue doesn't act in unison with others, then the tissue's function will be affected. So we have to work in unison with our team. That teamwork is shown by all the cells in your tissue, that is tissue for you. And then organs. An organ is defined as a group of tissues with similar functions. We have around 78 organs in our body. Among those 78, all are essential. Among those 78, 5 organs are very, very vital for our survival. 1 heart, 2 brain, 3 kidneys, 4 liver, 5 lungs. Heart, brain, kidneys, liver, lungs. If any of these 5 organs stops functioning, the death of the individual is imminent without medical intervention. If any of these 5 organs stops functioning and there is no medical intervention, then there is imminent death. So all these organs, they are all working without rest. Our supercomputer brain doesn't take rest even during sleep. We usually think that our brain is resting during sleep. No. Our breath during sleep is controlled by our brain only. So our brain is not sleeping even though we sleep. Our heart cannot stop pumping even for a minute. Same is the case of kidneys, same is the case of liver, same is the case of lungs. So they all work and they teach us, don't be lazy, don't live a sedentary life. So increase our physical activity, get rid of sedentary lifestyle. That is the message given by all our organs. So that is organs. So we have seen cell, which is fundamental unit of life, group of cells, tissues. Those tissues, they show us about teamwork. And then group of tissues, organs, they work and teach us don't be lazy. Finally, organ systems. A system or organ system is a set of 2 or more organs working together in the execution of a specific body function. So please remember the 4 steps: cells, group of cells, tissues, group of tissues, organs, group of organs, organ systems. A system or organ system is a set of 2 or more organs working together in the execution of a specific body function. And we have got 11 such organ systems totally. So 11 huge machines are working inside our body, as a result of which we are sitting here, speaking, listening, and whatever things we do, we are doing as a result of the work of those 11 huge machines. Now let us go deeper inside the wonders of those 11 systems. The first system, the most important system, it's our cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system, it circulates the blood throughout the body. Cardio means heart, vascular means blood vessels. So as the name suggests, cardiovascular system contains heart and blood vessels. The function of this system is to circulate the blood throughout our body. Our heart, it is the engine of our body. You know how essential an engine is for a vehicle. That much essential is our heart for our survival. So the heart is the engine of our body. Not only that, our heart is a very powerful organ. Just for information, fairy fly, a small insect, fairy fly, it has the smallest heart in the animal kingdom. American pygmy shrew, it is an animal, it has the fastest heart, which beats by around 1200 beats per minute. Whales, they have the biggest heart. Fairy fly has the smallest heart. Whales have the biggest heart. American pygmy shrew, a mouse-like animal, its heart beats by around 1200 beats per minute. But they may be on one side. But functionally, our human heart is something more special than all these. How it is special? Our heart size is that of a closed fist. Your closed fist is there, right? This size, this is the size of your heart. Its weight is around 300 to 350 gram. And there is a wonderful point in this heart. What is it is, men's heart are slightly heavier than women's heart. That's why women often call men, you have got heavy heart, you don't have heart at all. They may say many things like that. Why women accuse men of having heavy heart? The reason is scientific. Men's heart are always slightly heavier than women's heart. It is your genetic makeup. But how powerful our heart is. If your vehicle it has run 50,000 kilometers, if your vehicle has run 50,000 kilometers, you will give it for service or you will buy a new vehicle. But for every beat, our heart sends our blood through blood vessels which are 96,000 kilometers long. The total length of our blood vessels, it is 96,000 kilometers. If you take out all your blood vessels from your body, they are all coiled. You just remove all those coils of those blood vessels and stretch them. It will come to 96,000 kilometers. The perimeter of Earth is 24,000 kilometers. But the length of our blood vessels is 96,000 kilometers. So if you take out all your blood vessels and stretch them, you can encircle your earth 4 times with your blood vessels. Your blood vessels can encircle the earth 4 times. That much long your blood vessels are, and for every beat, your heart is sending blood to the distance of 96,000 kilometers. A vehicle cannot run beyond 50,000 kilometers, but this heart, every second, every beat, it is sending blood for 96,000 kilometers. Then just imagine the speed and efficacy of this machine. For every minute, 5,200 ml of blood, 5.2 liters of blood is ejected from our heart. So our heart is the best karma yogi. They say it's spirituality, karma yogi, without expecting reward, without any bias, irrespective of happiness or sorrow, whatever you get, you have to do your duty perfectly. That karma yoga, it is done by our heart. It gives us that message, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you realize it or not, whether you feel it or not, it will beat for 70 times a minute, 1 lakh times a day. It will beat and beat till your end. Even if you take your heart out from the chest, it will still beat. It will be doing its duty. That much duty conscious organ, that's your heart. Sending blood to 96,000 kilometers of blood vessels every second, every minute. 5.2 liters of blood is ejected from our heart. 15%, 15% goes to our brain, 5% goes to our heart itself, 27% goes to our liver, 21% of that blood goes to kidney, 15% of that blood goes to muscles, 5% goes to skin, and the remaining 12% to other organs of the body. So 5.2 liters of blood is ejected from our heart, and among those 5.2 liters, 15% goes to brain, 5% to heart itself, 27% to liver, 21% to kidneys, 15% to muscles, 5% to skin, and the remaining 12% to other organs. If you calculate per day, almost 7,500 liters of blood is pumped out of our heart every day. For 7,500 liters. Just imagine what a duty conscious organ, what a karma yogi, how much speed, how much efficacy our heart has got. And don't forget, the heart is the most beloved organ for all of us. We want to offer our heart to our beloved ones. To our beloved ones, we don't offer our brain. We don't offer our hands or legs. We don't offer our kidneys. We say, poetically we say, I am offering my heart itself to you. The reason is, we subconsciously care more for our heart. Subconsciously, we love our heart more. Our heart is the most beloved organ for us in whole of the body. I will give you an example. I had a patient last year. He was suffering from paralysis. We say stroke, right? He got paralysis of his right limbs, right upper limb, right lower limb. Both were paralyzed. He was affected by left MCA stroke. He had a stroke, blood clot in left brain, and that had affected his right upper limb and lower limb. I explained all his problems to him after taking a CT scan. I told him, you have got a blood clot in the blood vessel of your brain, in the left MCA territory, and you have got paralysis of right upper limb and lower limb. I told him all the problems and then solutions. I gave him tablets. I suggested physiotherapy and lifestyle modification, all other things. After knowing all his problems from me, he was least bothered about all of them, and he finally asked a question with anxiety. What question, you know? He asked me, "Doctor, is my heart all right?" That's enough for him. His brain may be affected, he may have got stroke or paralysis, whatever it is. He is asking, "Is my heart all right?" If it is all right, I have no problem. So subconsciously, we care more for our heart. We love our heart more. That's why we offer our heart to our loved ones. So our heart is that much dear to us. So it is a duty conscious organ, very powerful organ. It possesses lot of speed and efficacy. It is our beloved organ, and it's also the beloved organ for doctors, because we have got heart sounds, right? Lubbed up sound in our heart. That lubbed up sound is produced by the closure of your heart valves. That sound is best heard with a stethoscope, and stethoscope is the defining symbol of a doctor. Whenever you want to know somebody is a doctor or not, you identify him with a stethoscope around his neck. I have not worn stethoscope now because it will be inconvenient during my speech. Already I am with headphones, so I have not worn that stethoscope. But whenever you go to a doctor, he first examines or auscultates your heart using that stethoscope. You may have heart related problem or not, that is not the question. You might have gone to him with some problem in your foot, but patients expect doctor to auscultate their heart with the stethoscope, and stethoscope is the defining symbol also. While auscultating you with the stethoscope, doctor listens to the sounds of your heart first. And you know another thing here, till the 19th century, early 19th century, doctors, they used to listen to patients' heart sounds by placing their ears directly over patient's chest. The doctor will place his ear over the patient's left side chest and will listen to the heart sounds. But in 1816, there was a French physician named Lanac. He had a problem. He could not hear those heart sounds directly in obese women, in overweight fat women. He could not hear those heart sounds directly. So what he did was, he just rolled some paper in the form of a cylinder, and he placed one end of that paper cylinder over the patient's chest, and he placed his ear over the other end of that paper cylinder. He was able to observe that, he was able to listen the heart sounds well with this kind of a setup, and that led to various new formulations. And finally, the stethoscope of present day model was finally devised, and using that we are listening to patients' heart sounds. And similarly, another important investigation for your heart is ECG, electrocardiogram. ECG, you might have all seen that. It is the record of electric potential changes that occur in the heart. And the ECG, they teach a great lesson for our life. You might have seen ECGs in your life, or in internet, or even in movies. The ECG waves, P, Q, R, S, T, those waves will always have ups and downs, tide and ebb. ECG waves will always have ups and downs. They show that life is full of ups and downs, and those ups and downs only add liveliness to our lives. If the ECG has no ups and downs, if the ECG is a straight line, it means patient is dead. Similarly, if our life is a straight line without ups and downs, our life itself will not have any life in it. So like ECG, our life will also have ups and downs. That message, so we have to accept all ups and downs in our life with a similar mind, with a balanced mind. So that is very important. It is shown by the ECG pattern. Only the ups and downs show that we are living, otherwise there is no liveliness. So this is a brief introduction about our heart. The wonder about our heart is it has great efficacy. There is 96,000 kilometers of blood vessels, that much long distance it is able to send blood in every beat, and 5.2 liters of blood is ejected from our heart in every pumping. And our beloved organ, and we are using stethoscope to listen to its sounds as well, the closure of valves, that loved up sound. How to take care of this heart? It is very precious. It is beloved. How to take care? First thing is diet, because your diet, it has lot of influence on your heart, your circulation, and your heart blood vessels. So you have to take, and teenagers, students like you should take a good combination of a good balanced wholesome diet containing fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and legumes. They should all be present in your diet. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts and legumes. Please avoid fast food, avoid canned food, avoid sweetened drinks. If you want to take some sweet drinks, you can take fruit juices, but avoid artificially sweetened drinks. And as you go past 30, as of now, no problem. As you go past 30 years of age, it is better to reduce your salt and sugar intake. And you have to maintain ideal body weight, because overweight and obesity, they predispose to heart disease. And increase your physical activity. At least 150 minutes a week. You can make a calculation. Physical activity for at least 150 minutes a week. You can split for each day. But totally for 1 week it should come to 2.5 hours or 150 minutes. It may be brisk walking or jogging or climbing stairs, dancing, gardening, skipping, playing shuttle, football, cricket, whatever it is. Or you can split this as 10 minutes in morning, 10 minutes in afternoon, 10 minutes in evening. So totally 30 minutes a day, in splitting as 10 minutes thrice a day, walking. Because you can walk from your hostel to school or college in the morning, a 10 minutes walk. And then after lunch, you can just walk around from your classroom to your friend's classroom, or just roam around the college to the ground or any other place for just 10 minutes. Similarly, in the evening, you can have a 10-minute walk from your college to hostel. That is more than enough. So 30 minutes of activity, you can split it into 3 acts as well. 30 minutes of activity per day, or at least 150 minutes of physical activity per week. That is very, very good for your health of your heart. And we should avoid tobacco, smoking and alcohol. They should be avoided. More importantly, we should keep our mind calm, free, steady and happy. Stress predisposes to heart attack. Please remember, there is a survey, most heart attacks come on Monday, because Monday is the most stressful day of the week for many, be it students, be it clerical workers or government staffs or private staffs, whoever they are. Monday is the most stressful day of the week, because they would have enjoyed the weekend. When the week starts on Monday, they encounter enormous stress, and that leads to heart attack. So avoid stress, keep your mind calm, free, steady and happy. Laughing is very good for your heart. So please smile often. And you know, your heart speak. All our hearts, they speak. The relationship between us and our heart is like husband-wife relationship. In our younger days, we listen to our wife's speech. Similarly, in our younger days, we may be able to listen to our heart's voice. What is our heart's voice? If we run for a longer time, if we run for longer distance, our heart will beat more. Our heart speak. Please take rest. You have given me too much load. Please take rest. So our hearts will speak. They do speak. They have some language, not in our verbal communication, but they have some language like breathing difficulty or palpitation. They are all ways of expression of our heart. In our younger days, we used to listen to our heart as we listen to our voice words. But in course of time, as we age and age, we don't listen to our voice words. Similarly, we don't listen to our heart's words as we progress with our age. In our old age, again it's like husband-wife relationship. In our old age, we want to listen to wife's words, but there is no use. Likewise, in old age, we want to listen to our heart, but no use of listening thereafter. So, in our right from our younger age through our middle age, we should listen to our heart. Just take an example. You are running 1000 meters, or you climb the stairs in a 10-story building. At that time, You may have some palpitation. Your heartbeat will increase. Your heart speaks to you. It is telling you, you are not doing this daily. If you do it daily, I will train myself. Suddenly you are running 1000 kilometers. Suddenly you are climbing 10 stories. I feel tired. Please train me slowly. Your heart tells you. So often please listen to your heart and take care of your heart with your food, your exercise, with your smiles and with your stress management. So that is your heart. And then we proceed to the next system, our respiratory system. The respiratory system is the system which facilitates the exchange of gases between our body and the environment. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. That's known to all of you. Through our two lungs, they are the vital organs. They are participating in this function. Though our two lungs are the vital organs, the respiratory system, it starts from our nostrils and through our throat and then trachea, bronchi, inside the lungs till alveolus. This respiratory system extends inside our lungs also. Our breathing, that's what we call the inhalation and exhalation of air. We call it breathing. And that breathing is a conscious act. We do it automatically. Do you know how we started this breathing? That itself is a wonder. How we started breathing is when we were fetus or babies inside our mother's womb, we didn't breathe. Babies don't breathe. They get oxygen directly from mother's blood. But once the baby is born, it cries, right? When the baby cries, the baby's lungs open up, the lungs expand, and this crying induces the first breath of our life. So this is a mechanism made by God. If the newborn baby doesn't cry at birth, it means there is something abnormal. It can't respire, it can't breathe properly. So even crying of a baby has a benefit. So our breathing, it all started with our cry only. Because when the fetus is inside mother's womb, it won't breathe. It gets directly oxygen from mother's blood circulation. So baby is born, it cries. As it cries deeper, the lungs open up, they expand, and this induces the first breath of our life. And regarding our lungs, the right lung, it weighs around 620 grams. And our left lung, it is slightly smaller and weighs 560 grams. Why this discrepancy between right and left? Because our heart is there on the left side of our chest. So to accommodate the heart, the left lung has been created as with a smaller size. So our right lung is slightly bigger and left lung is slightly smaller to accommodate our heart. And the lungs, they are light, they are spongy, they are porous, and the lungs are able to float in water. The only organs of human body which can float in water are your lungs. Do you know the actual size of your lungs? I said it is 620 gram and 560 gram. But if you stretch out flat the inner surface of the lungs, it would occupy the size of a tennis court. They are compressed and kept inside our thoracic cavity, inside the rib cage. But if you just stretch and stretch and stretch the inner surface of your lungs, it will occupy an area of 80 to 100 square meter, which is the size of a tennis court. And the lungs, they can inspire about 2 liters of air. They can accommodate about 5 liters of air within them. And another thing, the length of the airways within the lungs, it may go for over 2000 kilometers. That much long airways we have got inside our lungs. And they are the only organs. They contain air and they can float. And the lungs breathe, right? During breathing, it eliminates more than 70% toxins and waste from our body. Majority of toxin elimination is done by our lungs. During breathing, it eliminates 70% of toxins. And then we have got some queer or peculiar respiratory movements as well. You might have experienced cough. Cough is a deep inspiration. Inspiration means inhalation of air. Expiration means exhalation of air. A deep inspiration followed by explosive outflow of air, that is called cough. In high velocity, the air comes out. The velocity of that cough is as high as 50 to 80 kilometers per hour. Just imagine the speed, 50 to 80 kilometers per hour. With that speed, air is coming out during cough. In addition to coughing, we have got sneezing, sobbing, crying, laughing, yawning, sighing, and our hiccup. They are all modified respiratory movements only. And when you sneeze, during your sneezing, the droplets come out of your nose at a speed of over 100 kilometers per hour. And around 1 lakh small droplets come out during sneeze, and they infect the people around you. And in these days of COVID-19, we have to ensure that we keep a handkerchief during our coughing or sneezing, because around 1 lakh small droplets, they come out of our respiratory cavity, and they will infect all the people and objects who are all around us. So how to take care of this respiratory system? One thing is, the respiratory system is one of the commonly infected systems. The most common cause of availing leave to school is respiratory infection only. You might have heard the experience. All students, most of you, might have got respiratory infections at least twice or thrice a year. And majority of leave letters, which say, as I am suffering from fever, there's all fevers. They are all due to respiratory infections only. Fever with cough and cold. So most students give leave letter for this respiratory infection only. And more than 50% of patients who are coming to government hospital OPs, outpatient departments, they suffer from respiratory infection only, mostly upper respiratory infection. And we have come across, being doctors, we come across majority of patients from different walks of life. I will tell you one interesting story. One patient came to my government hospital OP. I asked him, what is your problem, sir? He said, find out. I told him, sir, you first tell me your symptoms, and then I will examine you and find out your problem. But he asked me, did you pass MBBS or not? I said, yes, of course I passed. That's why I am seated here. Then he said, if you have passed MBBS, you examine me, you find out my problem, and then treat me, he said. I was puzzled, because usually patients should tell us, I am having headache, I am having cold, I am having fever, I am having stomach ache. Patients should say. I thought for a while and told him, here we treat the patients who can speak out their complaints directly. If you can't tell your complaints directly, veterinary doctors will treat, because veterinary doctors alone are treating the patients who cannot tell out their complaints directly to the doctor. So you decide which hospital to go, I said. Just for fun, I am telling this story of an experience of mine. So we encounter a lot of such patients in our OP department, but 50% of them, they are having respiratory infections only. So better to come out of these respiratory infections. To avoid, what can we do? Please do breathing exercises and pranayama. You can inhale your air for 8 seconds slowly through one nostril, then hold the air inside for 6 seconds and slowly release the air through the other nostril slowly over 8 seconds. This pranayama breathing practice, as you do more and more, your brain gets more oxygen, you will feel fresh, your concentration improves, and our lungs will get fully cleaned. And do more exercises. Please avoid active smoking as well as passive smoking. Secondary exposure to smoke is also dangerous, and avoid exposure to pollutants. And I must share something about COVID-19 also, because it is a major respiratory infection which has struck the world in this time. So we all know the classical symptoms of COVID-19: fever, sore throat, dry cough, body pain, sometimes abdominal pain with vomiting and diarrhea, headache. These are all symptoms. And latest symptoms we are saying anosmia, inability to feel the smell or inability to taste. These are all symptoms of COVID. There are a lot of such symptoms. Now, to avoid COVID, we are saying some classical gold standard techniques. 3 things. 1, Wash your hands often, because all these bacteria or virus, this COVID-19 is a virus. How this virus reaches your body? Virus is actually, it is obligate parasite. It cannot survive outside human body. It is dead outside human body. Only when it comes inside human body, it gets life. So outside your body is dead only. How can it come in? How can a dead thing come inside you? It doesn't come. We are only taking it inside because we might have touched something. The virus may be there. We touch it and then we touch the eyes or nose or mouth with that same hand, and the virus enter our body. They get life and then they start multiplying. So wash your hands frequently, either with a sanitizer or soap. Wash your hands frequently. Maintain social distancing, at least 2 meters distance, so that those droplets will not affect us. Wear masks, that is masks or face shield is very important, and avoid touching nose, mouth and eyes. Whenever you sneeze or cough, use a tissue paper and discard that tissue paper safely, or you can sneeze or cough on your bent elbow, this inside of your elbow. It won't come into contact with other persons or objects. And my humble advice, if you have any fever or breathing difficulty or any such symptoms of COVID-19, please seek early medical attention, because early medical attention has saved so many lives. So seek early medical attention and stay physically active and fit. Have some healthy, nutritious diet that will be helping you to get rid of this COVID-19. So just an additional information regarding the respiratory system. Next we will go to our digestive system. Any living organism needs constant replenishment of energy giving material for work, growth, maintenance and repair. For our work, that means our proper body work, that should go on, our metabolism and other things. And our growth, it should also go on. Maintenance, we have to maintain all the activities of our body. And repair is whenever some part is injured or diseased or having some disorder, that we have to cure. So this work, growth, maintenance and repair, they need replenishment of energy giving material. We need carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins and more essentially water. Our digestive system does all these things. It provides all these nutritions. Digestive system, it transfers food and water from external environment to our internal environment for subsequent distribution to all cells of our body through blood circulation. Because you may have food in your plate. That food, it may have carbohydrate, it may have fat, it may have protein, it may have vitamins, minerals, etc., etc. But all those things, they have to reach every cell of your body. That is done by our digestive system. What is digestion? It is the transformation of complex and insoluble food substances into simple, soluble and diffusible forms. Complex, insoluble materials into simpler, soluble, diffusible forms is digestion. And then absorption, the entry of final products of digestion from intestine to blood is called absorption. This is done by our digestive tract. It starts from our mouth where we do chewing. Chewing itself is a very good, important aspect of our digestion, because we should not swallow the food. We should just chew so that the food is broken into smaller parts and a bolus is formed, and the bolus has to be swallowed. The saliva in our mouth, it contains amylase enzyme for digesting carbohydrates. So we have to chew the food before swallowing it. That is very important. And then our stomach, through esophagus, the food which we swallowed reaches our stomach. Remember one thing, this travel of food from our mouth to stomach is independent of gravity. It is not dependent on gravity. Even if you are upside down, please don't try it. Even if you are upside down, the food you take in will go to your stomach, because there is a special movement called peristalsis in your esophagus, food pipe, peristaltic movement. That movement takes the food to your stomach. So even if you are upside down, it will go, but please don't try it. And then stomach, it secretes gastric juice with hydrochloric acid, and then it takes care of digestion. And then the food goes to small intestine, where proteins, fats, etc. are digested. And one additional thing, do you know the length of our small intestine? It is almost 20 feet long, but it is coiled and kept inside. The small intestines are 20 feet long. And then our large intestine, it is around 1.5 meter long. Our human total height is around 1.5 to 1.6 meters, but our large intestine, that itself is 1.5 meters long, more than 5 feet or 6 feet long. It absorbs water and salt, and the large intestine contains lot of good bacteria which metabolize various nutrients and vitamins in our diet. And then within a period of 24 to 36 hours, the food reaches the terminal part, rectum and anus, from where a semi-solid mass of feces, it is ejected out from our digestive system. Thus, our digestive system, it consumes the diet, chews, digests, absorbs all the nutrients from small intestine, and then passes through large intestine, colon, and then comes out as feces, which are all the remnant and waste products. This job is done by our digestive system. Here, we have got liver. It is also an important organ in the digestive system. It is the second largest organ of our body. The largest organ is our skin. Second largest organ is our liver. It weighs around 1.5 kg. The liver has great regeneration capacity. Even if 25% of your original liver remains, it can synthesize full quantity, full amount of the liver again. Thus, the total liver can be formed again by those liver cells. That excellent regeneration capacity is present with liver, and the liver has more than 500 distinct functions. Such a great organ with 500 functions. It maintains our blood sugar level, it metabolizes proteins and fats, it synthesizes bile, it stores vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin K and folic acid. It destroys old red blood cells, it destroys bacteria and viruses, it detoxifies drugs and toxins, it is a good reservoir of blood, and it also produces body heat. So that excellent organ, liver, is also a part of your digestive system. Now, how to take care of this digestive system? First thing, please take a balanced diet. You should have all nutrients in the appropriate proportion. Chandogya Upanishad says, Annamayam hi somyam anaha, ahara shuddham sattva shuddhihi. To the food, they affect your feelings and thoughts as well. So to develop positive outlook, to have an optimistic thoughts, you take good diet, and fiber-rich diet is good for your age, and avoid processed foods. We have to take more fruits and vegetables, and good fats like avocados, nuts, they are good cholesterol. You have to take that, and avoid bad cholesterol like oils, and please avoid alcohol and smoking. Drink plenty of water, and eat moderately, chew more. Please don't eat in a rush. So please chew more and eat regularly. Don't skip your meals, because skipping your meals, it is really hazardous to your health. Exercise regularly, reduce your stress, often monitor your height, weight and body mass index regularly. Body mass index is your weight divided by height in meter square. Height square in meter. Weight divided by the square of your height. That number is called the body mass index. It is better to be 19 to 25. That is ideal body mass index. Please take care. And one more thing I should tell you. Our abdomen, when it protrudes outside as a belly, it means something wrong in you. They say 6 F's could be the reason. When a person's abdomen protrudes outside, 5 F's are the reasons. 6 F's are the reason. What are those 6 F's? One is food. When you have consumed lot of food, then your abdomen may be protruded, may appear protruded. That is food. Second thing is flatus. When there is lot of gas inside, then also you may appear to have some belly or some distension of abdomen. Number 3 is fluid. When fluid is collected in the abdomen, you will have some distension, that is ascites we say. Number 4, feces. When you have not passed motion for many days, then your abdomen will appear swollen, that is due to feces. Number 5 is fat. When you have more fat, when you are obese or overweight, then your abdomen, it will appear swollen, that is belly. 6 is fetus. When a woman, this is not possible in men. If women are pregnant, then also abdomen will be distended. So 6 F's are there. Food, flatus or air, feces or motion, and then fluid, fetus, and then fat. These 6 F's, they may be the reason for our abdominal distension. Fetus, that is physiological for women, but remaining 5 F's I said right, excess of food or excess flatus or feces or fluid or fat, those 5 F's are hazardous. So please take care that there is no belly, and the abdominal contour, it lies within the line of your normal contour of the body. That we have to ensure. So 3 systems we have seen so far, and some wonders in that also, like your heart, lungs, they are all filled with wonders we saw. Now in the next half, after 15 minutes break, in the next half of our program, we will see the remaining systems, starting from excretory system and then our nervous system. We have got more systems. We will see what are all the wonderful aspects. I got to start with an introduction. I got to tell you some basics before going to wonders. Now in the second part, we will concentrate more on the wonders.